Okay, so I was wrong. In a video I did just over a week ago, I talked about the Wings of Fire Netflix adaptation directed by Ava DuVernay. I said that it was very unlikely for it to be cancelled despite Netflix's current relationship with animation because it is an out-of-house production. Of course, I had perfect timing because not even a week later on Tuesday, it was announced that the adaptation would be cancelled. Netflix has dropped Wings of Fire, Jeff King's Dino Daycare, the adaptation of the famous graphic novel Bones, and also Boons and Curses by J.D. Raji in its animated side alongside other shows. Netflix also fired its entire queer social media team, along with other teams that were minority representations, a week or two before Pride. I'm betting that they will still use the work of those fired employees on the Pride team that got done before the firing for their Pride campaign. In total, 150 different people were fired from the Netflix, an additional 70 people were dropped from its animation studios, 60 to 70 contractors like the ones listed above in the queer social media teams were dismissed. Apparently, many of them received words that they were jobless from the media before their ex-employers told them hours later. According to Evan Rose Katz, after 2.5 years working with Netflix, I, along with countless other colleagues over the last few weeks, have been let go. As far as good feelings go, this is not one, especially finding out in the press ahead of your actual dismissal. It's also, in a weird way, a relief. Onward. That's not professional to have your employees know from the media instead of yourself that are being fired. It could lead to a lot of awkwardness, getting sent a news article saying, "Hey, you're fired!" The reason for all of these layoffs is a decline in people using Netflix due to something often called the streamer slump in news articles. Due to them not adding that many shows in slow end of the pandemic, not many people are watching and are canceling their subscriptions. Netflix raised prices which further drew people away, alongside the threats of adding ads to the subscription service. Instead of using Netflix, watchers were drawn to other platforms like Disney Plus and HBO Max, which have higher quality content and larger libraries. Other people, of course, pirated things. When anything needs to be cut in a film company, marketing and animation is always the first to go, so that's why Wings of Fire was cut. It's incredibly funny that despite canceling all these talented projects, Netflix plans to give an animation comedy special to millionaire Ron Howard, who has only directed something animated once, which was that one movie about that one monkey from children's books and apparently wasn't even that good. This show will likely not be made out of passion, but out of money like works like The Crown and Chicago Party Ants. Every single person who knows a bit about animation commentary probably just groaned if you are any bit familiar with those two. However, if you're not, I put images on screen right here. It's easy to see just how soulless these productions are. What I find funny about this is that when a show is made out of money like the two mentioned above, people hate it and do not watch it. Or maybe they hate watch it. But when passion is used like Kipo, Smiling Friends, and Hell of a Boss, people will love the results and even beg for merchandise. Yet, one of these keeps on getting cut while the other prospers despite low viewership. This is just fundamental bad business. Let me make it clear that animation is still being produced at Netflix, like Kung Fu Panda the Dragon Knight and Camp Cretaceous. However, both of those are from corporate franchises. It's independent projects that were pretty much left out in the rain. Wings of Fire, let me clarify, could count as a franchise as it spans multiple mediums, which makes it even more baffling that it was cancelled because the series has already been successful in both prose and graphic novel formats. It would likely be successful in animation as well. Allow me to mention that the shows that were cut happen to be minority focused and directed. Wings of Fire, in its first arc, has 2 LGBT supporting characters, and its director was a black woman famous for civil rights films. The social media teams that were cut were also mainly minority teams. Meanwhile, Netflix publishes anti-trans comedy specials and proclaims how minority-friendly it is. Folks, when Pride Month comes around, we better not forget that. Rainbow capitalism is a problem that exists. Companies are only queer-friendly until it's unprofitable, as proven here, and then they just crush you. Wings of Fire fans decided to riot after hearing the news that their show was cancelled, or rather riot on the internet and get the hashtag Save Wings of Fire on trending. The WarriorCats fandom chimed in to help, and the hashtag reached at least number 5 on trending before it started to fizzle out. This push proves that people still care about Wings of Fire and want to see the series be animated. Maybe it will inspire another streaming service to pick up the show, especially since it is in the later stages of production. There will be other attempts to get Wings of Fire on trending in the coming days. There's a push today starting at 1:45 Central Time Saturday at 12:30 will be another campaign at Central Time, along with Monday 23rd at 1:45, you guessed it, Central Time. I'll make sure to be there. There's also a Change.org petition. This will likely not go anywhere, but we are hoping that it will increase coverage. I've linked that in the description if you want to sign it. It's sad how close we were to getting a show, but we lost it in the end. But maybe if we let studios know we care, they'll give it a second chance in a new home. On the positive end though, maybe it being cancelled spared us of having a terrible adaptation like Aragon. Even if it had turned out bad, it's still better than wondering what could have been. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and WordCats videos pretty often, and your support would mean a lot to me. And to those who are already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Without further ado, Rogan out, have a nice day.